From the time she was born in upstate New York, Bonnie spent her days with her cow mother and enjoyed a blissful life until she turned 4 months old. However, the course of Bonnie's life took a sudden turn when the farm's owner passed away, leaving her future uncertain. As part of the aftermath, all the animals on the farm, including Bonnie, were to be sold. One by one, each of the animals was loaded onto trucks and driven off in different directions. Bonnie's mother was also taken away in a trailer, leaving Bonnie alone and separated from her. Bonnie went through the deepest stress, and when the drovers gaped, the calf ran away from the farm into the forest. Yes, so quickly and persistently that it was not possible to catch up with the animal. The hares of the farm searched everywhere for the heifer, but could not find her. Months passed, and there was neither a rumor nor a spirit about her. It seemed that something irreparable had happened to the animal, but soon rumors began to spread around the neighborhood about a wild cow. The brave young cow was periodically recorded by camera traps and surveillance cameras of the local reserve, installed in the places of feeding of wild animals. Sometimes the fugitive wandered into the fields of her neighbors. Thanks to the legendary story of a couple of gangsters in love on the run from the police, the calf was nicknamed Bonnie. True, Clyde is not around yet. Do not flatter yourself with hopes that they wanted to catch Bonnie in order to return her to the farm, where the sweet life would be waiting for her. The cow was hunted. But whether the hunters were caught inept, or the animal turned out to be too smart, Bonnie was still alive. She was periodically seen at the edge of the forest, at the edge of the field, but she didn't let anyone close to her. A community of people called Team Bonnie even formed in the district, who with every fiber of their soul wanted the cow to live and not get hit by a bullet or lasso. Winter came. It turned out to be snowy. Snowdrifts reached a meter height. Both enemies and friends of the heifer understood that the chances of a domestic animal not adapted to wildlife to survive 10 to 0. However, days turned into days, months into months, and the animal was periodically seen alive. The residents thought this was unbelievable until a security camera revealed unexpected allies. It turned out that the cow nailed to a herd of wild roe deer, and they accepted her. Apparently, after Bonnie escaped into the woods, a group of deer found the calf and made her part of their family. Because she lost her first family and cattle are herd animals, the roe deer helped Bonnie survive and adopted her. They ate, slept, and moved together, said a spokesman for a local animal shelter. However, no matter how independent a cow is, it still needs human care. Although Bonnie found a new family in the woods, no matter how happy she is at the moment, she needs people's attention. Fortunately, a local resident named Becky did not remain indifferent. The woman regularly fed the cow during the most severe winter days. She brought food, water, bedding to sleep. In the end, the woman managed to earn Bonnie's trust. At this point, Becky reached out to Farm Sanctuary in Dartmouth, Massachusetts, who had extensive experience with cows, in the hope that they could help the animal. But still, luring Bonnie out of the forest proved to be a very difficult task. The pet is used to living in the wild and was afraid to approach the volunteers who came for the cow. It took 3 attempts before the team caught Bonnie. Because it was too risky to try to catch it in the forest, we built a corral around the place where the animal used to feed, and we patiently waited for it to enter there, said a representative of the reserve. In the end, the cow went inside the equipped metal pen. But what's next? Bonnie had grown up by that time. It was impossible to catch her with her bare hands. We decided to treat her with treats with sleeping pills. It didn't work out right away either. The animal was clearly nervous. The euthanized cattle was transported to a new place of residence, quite comfortable for life. Farm sanctuary workers feared that Bonnie would become depressed from the sudden change of scenery. However, to everyone's surprise, she got used to it pretty quickly and even became friends with other animals that were adopted by the shelter. Bonnie exceeded all expectations, the staff said. Do not worry. Here our combat friend will spend her life in peace, surrounded by caring people and loving herds of her relatives. Bonnie isn't the only cow to find a new home. Therefore, she will not be bored. The fate of another ward of the sanctuary is noteworthy. Cow Baby saw almost nothing. Tears constantly flowed from her eyes as if she were crying for her fate. However, according to Farm Sanctuary Director Deb Devlin, the shelter also adopted her, knowing it would take a lot of effort and hassle to care for the animal throughout her life. However, despite the good conditions of detention, Baby was sad, constantly moping, eating poorly. She was lonely because there were no other cows in the shelter. One of the staff came up with the idea, what if we introduce Baby to other animals? A pig named Lulu became a faithful friend. Both had a similar fate. They were rescued from the slaughterhouse. It was a risky business. It is not clear how animals of different species will behave. Much to the delight of the staff, Baby and Lulu immediately became friends. We tried to make Baby friends with other animals, but it didn't help, one of the caretakers explained. Harmony has developed only with a pig. In later years, Lulu and Baby were closely connected to each other. Workers jokingly began to call Lulu a guide pig. They showed a friendship that amazed everyone who worked at the sanctuary. Curious is not only the story of Bonnie the cow, but also a caring woman who took the suffering of a heifer to heart. Becky's habit of venturing into the woods to feed another person's cow, particularly during harsh weather conditions like snow and frost, earned her a reputation as an oddball among many of her neighbors, which is not commonly acceptable in the U.S. However, despite public disapproval, Becky remained undeterred and persisted in doing what she believed to be the right thing. The ownership of an animal is irrelevant when it comes to providing it with the warmth and care it needs. Besides, Becky's actions did not infringe any laws as she did not trespass on private property. Cows have played a pivotal role in human lives since their domestication, and their welfare should be a priority regardless of who owns them. These animals provided people with more than just meat and skins. They also yielded valuable milk that could be used to produce nutritious products such as cheese, butter, sour cream, and whey. Across many cultures and religions, cows were held in high regard and regarded as sacred creatures. They were often seen as symbols of fertility and prosperity, and were even revered as patrons of women in labor and mothers of large families. Cows are a type of ruminant herbivore that belongs to the bovid family. Their closest kin include wild animals such as bison, buffalo, and yaks. Cows typically live for an average of 15 to 20 years. It is worth noting that very few cows die of natural causes as their lifespan is largely determined by humans. Meat breeds and non-reproductive bulls are typically slaughtered when they reach 1.5 to 3 years of age, while dairy cows are sent to slaughter when their milk production declines, which usually occurs when they are between 7 to 9 years old. I hope you liked this video. Please share and subscribe to our channel. Also press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.